Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to week 2 of the Sunday League for Arl Old Farts. I am Mike the Support, your host for tonight, and I am joined by Boosta. How's it going?
Doing great. Happy to be here. Excited for these matchups tonight.
Yep, same here. We've got some pretty good matchups coming straight at you tonight. We have Temple of Boom versus Throwing Pains, and we have Karma Kameleon versus Demo She Wrote. And both these matches have some pretty interesting implications, and we'll get there when we talk about the current league standings. So as it
Absolutely.
stands
Temple of
right.
Boom and Throwing Pains looking like they're both at 0 and 6 for the time being. So it's going to change for one of them. Is no longer going to be solely defeats after these games. And then for our second matchup, Karma Chameleon and Demo She Wrote are both 5-1. So those teams definitely want to go 3 and out here and increase their records as well. It's going to be an interesting night.
Yeah, and just to keep you up to date with the current league standings, Trash Formers is rocking a clean 6-0, and they're also rocking a clean 3.8 goals per game, which is an absolutely dominating performance. And just for reference, they are 1.3 goals over the second place in the league, and the league is pretty spicy for the Sunday League, so I'll give you that.
It's going to be interesting to see how they perform in the future here, but definitely a solid choice for predicted winner of this series.
Yeah, and it is important to highlight for those of you that do keep track of the standings that in spite of the disparities between the groups, with I think it is Group B that are have a large amount of wins, where I think their lowest team is 5-1. That the A group, which are mostly 0-1 wins, do have a really solid chance of still contending for first place because you only need to get first place within your group to get a bye for the playoffs. So all these teams are going to be playing for very important stakes on tonight's matchup. But but before we go into the predictions for the matchups, we do have an announcement to call out. Devil's Ghost is hosting a black market decal giveaway for every stream that is coming up until I believe including the playoffs. So to enter this, you need to type hashtag BMSkin in chat and include your Discord name with the number, and you will be entered into the giveaway. And every stream will have one decal given away, which also does include the Friday stream. And every sub will get 2 entries. So make sure that you subscribe to support the channel to keep the broadcast running. And of course, if you're lucky, you will be rocking a very nice black market decal. And there we have it on stream. That looks like a biomass to me. I'm not 100% sure. If you know that one, Boosta?
Yeah, that was definitely biomass.
Yeah, so pretty solid, pretty clean. Also an OG decal. One of the first 2 sets are released, I think. So, us old farts, we have to represent the OG Rocket League, and I think it will be a pretty slick ride to add to your collection. But with that said,
Absolutely, yeah.
with the giveaway, we will transition straight into the predictions for the matchups because for our first match of the evening, it will be Temple of Boom versus Throwing Pains, and I think that this matchup could go either way, honestly, with how things are going.
I definitely agree with you there. This one got a lot of pretty similar stats across the board here. A couple players to watch would be Percussive on Throwing Pains. He's definitely got a dominant shot record and save record this series. And then John Darth Grogu on Temple of Boom has a really good defensive player as well. I think this is going to be definitely a tight game.
Yeah, I think so too. And if anything, because I recognize quite a few of the players in the matchups, I'm honestly more so surprised that these teams are 0-6. And I know that in the B group, there are some really strong teams like Etch a Sketch and Trash Formers. But I was expecting them to at least take one win with some of the firepower that, like, let's say Galactic and Fro representing, I believe it is Temple of Boom, that they can bring to the table. And also Percussive, as you highlighted, one of the better players on the server, definitely among the more elite of the in-house league. So I think that given that, they want to probably build some confidence for this matchup. So I think that they wouldn't really settle for anything less than a 3-0 to get their standings going.
Absolutely, yeah. Whoever takes this first game out of this series is definitely going to have a significant amount of momentum and confidence going into the next game. I think both of these teams are going to be fighting really hard to increase their records here. Nobody wants to be 0 and 6, and I don't really think either of these teams deserve to be 0 and 6. But that's just how it goes in Rocket League. Sometimes we've all been there.
Yeah, currently both teams are experiencing a famine, but someone will come out with a full belly after this game. So I think that we're pretty much ready to go on the field. I'm looking on my other screen right now. It looks like everyone is inside. And I don't know. I think that given the reputation that some of the players have, and also that I'm allowed to be biased as an amateur caster, I am going to be rooting probably for Galactic and Dr. Fro, as I do think that they're pretty solid players. And I think with that said, though, I think we're ready to get onto the field. All right, guys. First game of the evening coming your way. Temple of Boom versus Throwing Pains. This is going to be an exciting one. Grogu with a pretty decent kickoff, but Percussive with a great cheat. It's looking pretty spicy, though, as Galactic is going to get a 50. That's going to go straight in front of the net. And the very unfortunate, looked like a double commit, but I'm not 100% sure. Grogu not able to get the connecting shot, though, but Galactic will get the post into the side flip. Great opening play coming from Galactic.
Very nice control displayed there by Galactic. As we can see, Season 5 Grand Champion. We're going to see a lot of really good plays coming out of him this series, I'm sure.
Yeah, Galactic in the server, definitely known as one of the more aerial mechanical players, but we just saw some finesse on the ground, so definitely expanding that repertoire. And again, with the standings in the A group, every goal will also count, as it may be needed for the tiebreaker when the time comes. Galactic, though, is going to get a good opening play. It's going to transition it once again into that deadly corner play. No low 50-50 against Percussive, though. And this is starting to look really dicey because a 2-0 lead could be in the making right now. Galactic, will he be able to convert this into a shot? Not quite, but it looks like Throwing Pains are under a lot of pressure.
Amazing redirect there by Z with that tip into the goal there, coming off of Percussive's hit out of the net. Very nice job reversing that, almost a goal on them, and tying up the game here with about 4 minutes left.
Yeah, honestly, completely unexpected, but I have played with Z a few times in the past, and definitely does like to fish for those clears, as we saw, and Percussive pretty much just offering a dime and Z ready to take that. So that is an adaptation that Temple of Boom are going to have to make, because those clears can be very deadly with Percussive on the wheel. Grogu, though, is going to try to extend the pressure play. Fro with the classic flick. If you are a Fro fan on the server, you know that this is his bread and butter play. And for a change, Fro not rocking the Lamborghini, going for the Fennec. I've been telling him for the past 6 months to do that, and I think he's starting to reap the rewards.
Definitely paid off for him right there with that aerial control of that flick. Excellent job, Dr. Fro pushing it off towards the orange side here. We've got Galactic trying to take it into the corner. And a big clear by Z. Dr. Fro catches that one to take control off the wall.
Yeah, it's starting to look pretty dicey. Honestly, lots of good back and forth. I have to say, though, to give a shout-out to one of the players that did put on a pretty impressive performance. I believe it was Grogu that played for Dropkick Smurfies last season. It was a team that was a bit imbalanced because it used to have an SSL on the team, and Grogu had a lot of shoes to fill because of the team having to unfortunately change last minute. And Grogu has shown to be a pretty versatile player and really good at following up his high-level teammates, so that is something that I do want to shout out to for also us to keep an eye on. Fro, though, lurking on the corner shot.
He's a player to watch.
Ooh, it's looking pretty spicy, though. Percussive is going to try to get the play extended. He's going to try to send it center for Grogu. Koala with a very easy save. Pressure still on, though. Temple of Boom doing a pretty good job of keeping into the corner, but what do you think that they need to do to really get some pressure going, Busta?
I think they definitely need to get it out of this corner in order to get some pressure going on the other side. Those big clears seem to be paying off for the orange team here. Just as we saw right there, we've got Percussive smacking it into the opposite corner. Galactic with a very nice clear coming off the backboard there. And another big clear from Dr. Fro, bringing it to the other side, but Z's there to take control. We'll see if he's able to push it up any further towards midfield. He's not, as Dr. Fro hits it back. Got some spicy back and forth here on the orange side now. This game definitely doesn't seem one-sided. Both of these teams are putting it in between either side and getting some nice clears and things like that. I think we're going to see coming up here soon another goal by our orange team any second now.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that just as you highlighted, Boost, the clears are definitely crucial, but I think that the inverse for Temple of Boom is that they have to do a lot of boost starving to make sure that when these clears do come through, that they will not be converted into a threatening aerial play, like we saw the 1-2 between Percussive and Z. Oh my word, Percussive almost getting the demo on net with a shot from Z, but Fro with a beautiful pinch clear. Grogu going to try to follow that up viciously, but Z with a great pass into the corner. Percussive pass 1, demo 1, Fro, last man, Grogu, is he going to cut the play? Percussive flick, Fro not able to get the crossbar read, and man, that could have ended up with a tie game, but the inverse is now happening. We see a breakaway coming in for the side of Temple of Boom. Galactic, what can you do with this ball? Are you going to take it to the air? Absolutely. Koala, last man, dunk attempt from Galactic, not going to come through, but man, it just feels like it's a matter of time before Temple of Boom manages to get that third goal.
Absolutely agree with you. As Z takes that up into the air, looks like we've got Galactic taking that back over, but it's not going to last. Another big clear over to the side, and that gets some solid back and forth here. Dr. Fro bonking it into the orange corner, and we're going to see if blue team's able to make anything happen here and increase their lead. Looks like Percussive's keeping it out of that side, off the corner, and Galactic's going up for the goal, and not quite able to make that one.
Yeah, it is starting to look a little bit dicey, though. I do see that some of the Temple of Boom players are committing pretty hard with low boost in the corner. May or may not provide opportunities for the side of Throwing Pains, but the recoveries are looking pretty strong for the side of Galactic and Fro, so the conversions are not quite there just yet. But we're down to the last 5 seconds. Fro is going to look for that third goal. Z, you are the man of the hour. Are you able to get pressure going? Unfortunately not. And that is Game 1 victory for Temple of Boom.
Definitely a solid game there. I absolutely, like I said, not going to be a one-sided series here. This could very well.
Yeah, I think so too. Honestly, as a biased caster in this regard, supporting Galactic, supporting Fro, not too surprising, given that Galactic is generally one of the more technical players on the server. We saw a lot of the pressure, and if anything, I was very impressed with his ground play, which you wouldn't expect to say in a phrase involving Galactic, but the 50-50s were golden, the boost steals and the corner control was great, and even though the boys on Throwing Pain did manage to get that one clear into conversion, it didn't really amount to much more than that because they were constantly having to struggle with the ball in the corner.
Absolutely, yeah, there was a lot of back and forth right there, especially in the corners. You have any predictions for how this next game might go?
I think that if adaptations do come through, I think Percussive and Z can try to string a few more combo plays together, because obviously there is some synergy there between the two of them. But I think that with how well Galactic is playing right now, and with Fro being a pretty solid midfield player, I do think that maybe Temple of Boom will just take the second game, unless there's some serious changes coming in for the side of Throwing Pains.
You know, based on what we've seen, I've got to agree with you. This one's going to be a tight game either way, I feel like, but I do think Throwing Pains has just got the edge after what we saw in that first game.
But yeah, with that said, though, we're going to go straight into Game 2. Once again, very crucial match for both teams. They do want to take a 3-0 to make sure that they start building a comfortable lead inside of their sub-league. And I think that this is going to be a pretty spicy one. Both teams are really out for blood.
All right, down on the field, let's see how this kickoff goes. Got it moving over to the orange side here. Dr. Fro going to be taking that off the wall. Percussive's there to push it back a little bit. Is Galactic going to be able to take control of this one? Just pushing it towards the corner here, trying to set up a play for his team, but Percussive's there to stop it. Dr. Fro with a nice backflip towards the net.
One's main attempted to go through. I think Fro did a great job of keeping pressure, but unfortunately with low boost won't amount to too much. Missed challenge coming in from Koala. Galactic pass 2. One more man to get it past. Will Z be able to defend this? Yes, Galactic will go for the big brain boost steal. It's up to Fro to connect this aerial. He's going to get it past 2 once again. But Grogu not quite there for the follow-up shot. It's up to Percussive to try to beat out 2 players. Does a great job of getting it past 1. Unfortunately, not past 2. Near post shot from Galactic is going to turn into a post hit. And Grogu going to slot that one right in.
Excellent shot there by Grogu. Galactic very nearly had that corner touch in off of the side post there, but luckily his buddy was there to back him up. As we go down to kickoff on this next one, we're going to see which way this goes. Looks like Galactic won that guy, and it's going towards the net here. Grogu with another goal immediately off the kickoff there, increasing their lead to 2-0. 4 minutes and 8 seconds left in this game.
Yeah, a little bit of an unfortunate kickoff because you hate to see it if you are the last man defending a ball that flies straight to the ceiling and goes straight to the second man following. That was once again, good placement from Grogu, great game awareness to go for that shot, and Z caught a little bit with his pants down on the save, but again, there's so many ways that ball can move that you can't really fault Z for not doing too much to be able to save that. Galactic, though, going to try to go for 3-0 potentially. Ground pinch to get it past 1. Gets it past 2. Grogu going to try to go for the slot of the sentry. Unfortunately, not able to connect. Dr. Fro, though, going to try to get the tactical back pass. Does do a pretty decent job of it, but a great 1-2 between Koala and Z right there for the potential comeback.
Definitely needed that one on the orange side here. Z's definitely happy about that goal and decreasing that lead from 2 points to 1 point here. It's anybody's game still as we go to the next kickoff. We've got Grogu and Koala. Looks like it's going Grogu's way, and we're going to have some back and forth here at midfield. Galactic pushing it up a little bit.
Yeah, it's starting to look pretty decent, though, for the side of Throwing Pains. I do feel like Percussive is starting to ramp up as the series goes along. But unfortunately, though, with Percussive, he's able to consistently get it past 1, but not quite past the second, whereas Galactic has just been edging him out in that regard. Percussive, though, 0 boost and a dream. Dr. Fro, though, quick onto the intercept. Quick Koala, though, going to miss out on that touch, which may or may not create some pressure for the side of Throwing Pains. Looking pretty good, though, for Galactic. He's going to try to go for the ceiling pinch. Going to be a clean whiff, though. Dr. Fro not going to get that ball much to else. Percussive, where can you find your teammates? You're not going to send it to anyone. Grogu not able to get the hat trick just yet. But it's not over, though. Throwing Pains are out for blood. Z trying to get the conversion there, but Fro will intercept it beautifully. This is looking like a chance for Grogu. He's going to barely miss the open net. Galactic, though, is going to try to keep some pressure going, but man, it feels like it's only just a matter of time before we're going to see that third goal come through for the side of Temple of Boom.
Absolutely. They're doing everything they can to keep this ball on the orange side here. And Dr. Fro with a shot directly on goal. Nobody's there to stop him, so they do, in fact, increase that lead back up to 2 more points. 3-1 now with 2 minutes, 25 seconds left in this game.
Yeah, you see, this is like the one advantage that Dr. Fro brings to the 3v3 field. Dr. Fro is probably most known as a ones main, so he's pretty good at picking open those open nets, knowing when the opponent is completely beat on the challenge. And we could see Z there trying his best to get the challenge going, but just not quite enough to cover the net. Although Quick Koala, though, trying to get an intercept of his own, would be a much-needed goal for the current standings. But I do think that, again, Throwing Pains do have the arsenal to try to get something going, but I feel like if we're just looking at the game purely from a challenge perspective, also the way the 50-50s are going, I do think that Temple of Boom are currently outmatching Throwing Pains.
I'd have to agree with you there. It's still fairly early on. Anything could happen with 1:45 left in this game, but they just seem to be on the orange side much more often than they are having to play any defense. Nice pinch there by Dr. Fro into the corner in front of the goal. Percussive tries to take advantage, but Galactic's there to stop him. And Koala is able to get it right over onto the blue side here. Galactic's going to try and reverse that, though.
Yeah, and I do see a small opportunity, though, for the side of Temple. Oh my word, that was almost a great shot coming through from, I believe it was Z on the sidewall. But I do see Throwing Pains having some small opportunities for some of these difficult reads. There are whiffs, but Galactic unfortunately does not miss that if you are a Throwing Pains fan. They have whiffed a few times on the side of Temple of Boom with some of these reads, and if you're fast enough to call out that they're going to whiff and leave their last man exposed, it may or may not just be that opportunity that you need. But with a 3-0 lead, though, it is looking like a comfortable Temple of Boom victory for the time being.
Absolutely. Now, this would be a significant comeback if they're able to get back from this. Oh, and almost a goal there. Another goal there from Galactic. It's cleared over to the blue side. And he's going up the wall to try and take control of that guy. Z's there, push it up onto the ceiling. Not able to make anything happen with that. Dr. Fro clearing it back over to the orange side.
Yeah, Dr. Fro, generally speaking, just doing a pretty good job of controlling the ball, getting up the dribbles. Again, Throwing Pains have to get a goal really soon because otherwise it will be towards that territory where it's mathematically impossible to win. Percussive, though, is going to try to break the despair here. He's going to get it center for Koala. Koala going to try to get the redirect. Unfortunately, going to send that straight vertical. Fro, can you connect on this read? Gets it past Z. Not the best of bounces, though, for Temple of Boom. And Z may or may not just have the shot that he's looking for. Own goal coming from Galactic. And there is a dream. There is a hope that's still alive, but can they do it?
Galactic in the chat saying calculated great pass as if he intended to give him that goal. Now with 15 seconds left, still pretty difficult for them to score twice, but if it happens, I'm sure he's going to regret that one.
Yeah, we're going to have to see. Kickoff looking very good, though, for the side of Temple of Boom. If Grogu connects the 50-50, it's going to look pretty dire. 9 seconds left. Shot from Galactic, and I think that's the final nail in the coffin for this game, too.
Definitely agree with you. I don't think he's regretting that own goal anytime soon.
Yeah, so we would have to ask some of the people that moderate the sheets and the standings. I'm curious if that goal will count towards Galactic's goal total. So, as it says on the scoreboard, of course, he has 2 goals, but maybe he should be bumped up to 3 to improve the standings.
Yeah, it's a good point. He definitely was the one who scored that one. It's hard to say, though. We'll have to leave that up to the guys that maintain the scoreboards here. Rocket League Old Farts. Now, don't forget to enter in on, if you're just tuning in, for hashtag BMSkin to get a black market skin giveaway courtesy of Double Ghost. If you want to do that, go ahead and type hashtag BMSkin along with your Discord tag in the Twitch chat. Subscribers get 2 entries, so go ahead and subscribe and support the stream to increase your odds of getting that skin.
Yep, absolutely. And if you're liking the show and you like what the server is all about, also make sure to subscribe to the Patreon. Chip in a few coffees per month to keep the servers going, as most of that money is used for all the Discord boosts to get the high streaming quality. And, of course, Twitch subs if you want to get in on the black market decals. But with Game 2, though, just right in front of us, I think that it's Temple of Boom are just ramping up more and more as the series progresses, and they're looking close to unstoppable right now.
Definitely agree with you. It's going to be a difficult time for Throwing Pains to try and come back from this one.
Yeah, and again, we did see some glimmer of hope, some great synergy between Percussive and Z, but at this point, it's not looking enough because I do really think that this game is being decided by the 50-50 game. The ground 50s from Galactic, Dr. Fro, of course, being the ones main, finding those openings whenever needed. I think that is just where they're getting edged out on, and I don't know if Throwing Pains have what it takes to really get this one going.
Definitely agree with you. Those 50-50s and the aerial control here seem to be what's making the biggest difference on either team. Who's able to get up to that ball the quickest in the air and push it over to the other side is making all the difference here. Definitely anybody's matchup at this point still, but I'm sure Temple of Boom just wants to put this down and get it over with.
Yep, I do agree on that one. Temple of Boom really wanting that 3-0, help their standings immensely to make a push for the first place in the A group. Galactic, though, going to go for that intense backboard read, not able to get it. Percussive, though, going to try to set up one of his own. Unfortunately, barely missing out. Galactic doing a good job of setting it to the side. Going to respect the challenge from Koala. Koala, though, has a potential open net. Does he have enough boost to get it, though? The double commit is good enough. It will send the ball high. Percussive with the redirect. Bro with a great save coming through. But man, this is looking like a completely different team, though, with Throwing Pains opening with all the shots fired.
Absolutely. Looks like they have tuned up whatever needed to be tuned up, and they've got their communication going now. Definitely looks like an entirely different team. As I say that, Dr. Pro almost nails a goal just off the top crossbar there. Percussive's able to clear that out to the other side.
Yeah,
And
Percussive,
directly into his own goal.
Yep, Percussive really got a clean beat there. Galactic, this is one of the things I talked about in the last game, where Galactic and Pro, sometimes they go up for these really difficult reads and end up whiffing, and Percussive just knew his textbook fundamentals. He knew that Galactic was completely beat, used the sidewall completely to his advantage, and that ends up just being a free goal, which is much needed for Throwing Pains.
Absolutely, yeah, his experience is showing right there, knowing exactly where to be and when to be there. As I say that, we've got Z going up off the wall, trying to push it towards the blue side, not quite able to. Percussive pushing it off the backboard. Koala doesn't quite get the read off of that one. Galactic's trying to push it over to the other side here.
Yeah, it was looking pretty good for Grogu, unfortunately just barely missing out on the touch. It would have been a great setup for the counterattack, although it's looking pretty dicey on defense. Galactic has a shot of his own. That's going to go straight over the last man, and that was a beautiful piece of fine clockwork, because there were so many pieces that went into this. A Darth Grogu demo, I believe. A great read there from Galactic to actually go for the shot, and Dr. Fro, of course, just being a menace as always.
Absolutely, yeah, Galactic with an excellent rotation of his car to hit that with the backside and pound it straight into the goal there. Grogu's trying to take it off the wall, misses the wall shot here, and Koala also missing the wall shot, but not quite able to make it happen here. Got Grogu pushing it again towards the corner, and some intense back and forth in this orange corner again. This definitely looks like we're seeing a different team than we were watching in the past two games.
Absolutely, do 100% agree with that. The corner plays are still plaguing Throwing Pains for the time being, though as I say that, they got plagued once again because Dr. Fro is out and about looking for the shot. While not with the best of touches, but man, if you're a ones main, you do go for those sidewall rebounds every day of the week, and the placement was just exquisite.
Absolutely, yep. Just wrong place, wrong time. Now, we've got the next kickoff. Z's going up the wall, pushing it over to the blue side here. In a bit of an awkward place, get a 50-50 with Grogu. Now, these 50s are definitely pivotal here as we see this ball moving back to the other side. Grogu able to push that up into the corner.
Yeah, and we're starting to see a few double commits on defense, because I praised Throwing Pains on some of their defensive plays for setting up the clears, but I think that the heat is starting to get to Throwing Pains, because we're seeing a few unnecessary double commits and missing out on the clears that were helping them out in the first game. To say that, though, it's going to go straight in front of the net, and Percussive will do a great job of blocking the shot on net. Z, though, with an opening of his own, he's going to be able to get it past Galactic. I think not quite. Spicy read coming through. Galactic with the sidewall read. Going to try to send it center. Throw up for it. Not able to get connect on the ball. And this might just be the opening that Throwing Pains need.
50 there between Koala and Dr. Pro. Doesn't go either way here. Galactic's trying to push it up the side wall. Is he going to be able to make anything happen off this corner aerial? Nope, Z is there to stop that one. And Quick Koala is there to clear that with a pass over to the side. We've got Z taking that up over to midfield here. Dr. Fro's able to stop him though. All these 50-50s, this ball is not going very far away from midfield here.
Yeah, the openings are starting to come through, though, because we're going to see... Oh, not quite. Percussive not able to edge out Fro on the save. Oh, no. That is a disaster, and that is a 2-goal lead. I was just about to praise Throwing Pain for the pressure that they've been creating for the past few minutes, but unfortunately that just amounts to nothing as Fro gets a free open net.
You know, I was going to say the same, and then the worst happened, unfortunately, if you're a Throwing Pains fan there, as they got scored on and increased that lead to 2 points. Minute 21 left here, though. We've got plenty of time left in this game for them to make a turnaround. Ball shoots over to Galactic, who pushes it over to the orange side. Percussive's there, able to push it right back into the goal, and that's exactly what they needed, decreasing that lead down to 1 point with a minute 9 left. Certainly anybody's game here.
Yep, an eye for an eye, a free goal for a free goal. I think that Percussive will just pat his hands and say, even Steven, now we're back to playing the real game. 1-goal deficit, though. It's a very crucial game for the side of Throwing Pains, because I believe they will drop down to 0-6 in the standings, or excuse me, 0-9 after this one. So anything that they can get right now to make sure that they keep their playoff hopes alive is absolutely essential. Grogu, though, going to get a shot towards Fro. Fro, is he able to get the redirect? Not quite, though. Z potentially providing an opening with that clear. It's going to be up to Percussive, though. He's going to try to push it all the way to the corner. Does Fro read this clear? It does go center. Galactic not going to go 2 for 2 on the own goal, so bless if you're a Temple of Boom fan. But they're not out of the woodwork just yet. Galactic is going to have to try to keep this play extended with so low boost. Does get it past one, not able to get the 50-50. Grogu, where is the shot? Not quite there. We're back to playing with Percussive in the corner. Not going to be just quite there for the clear. This might just be the opening. Not quite, but man, these last 20 seconds are going to be very intense.
Fantastic save by Koala there. Pushing it over to the other side. We've got Percussive. Is he going to be able to... Oh, not quite. Grogu's able to stop that as well. We've seen some excellent saves in this game so far. This series so far as well, but this game especially. Looks like we've got 0 seconds left. We're going to see if anything's able to happen, and it's not. Galactic's able to ground that, and Temple of Boom takes the series.
Yep, and that's a very unfortunate series if you're Percussive. I think that Percussive played really well, and some of the things just weren't going his way. Like sometimes players just getting edged out here and there on certain reads. But I do think that Galactic and Fro definitely deserve the win with how well they played for that series. And of course, Grogu was no slouch in that game too. I think he was the MVP and almost had that hat trick secured. But yeah, that series was definitely better than expected.
Absolutely. Wasn't terribly one-sided there. We saw a lot of good plays from Percussive, Koala, and Z as well. We want to thank everybody for joining up and playing in the series here. It's been an excellent game so far.
Yep, and I think that with how things went, the boys inside of Temple of Boom are going to be very happy with that 3-0 because that's just going to make their playoff dreams alive. I don't know how the other matches went because I don't have a current update on the standings, but with a 3-0 here and a 3-0 there, it will be just a matter of time before they get to top 2 or even top 1.
Absolutely. And these... let me see here.
But yeah, with that said, I do want to do one more reminder of the shout-out. Devil's Ghost hosting a Black Market decal giveaway. If you want to enter the giveaway, all you have to do is type #BMSkin and then type out your Discord name, including the hashtag and the number, and you will be entered with one raffle. But if you do subscribe to the Twitch channel, you will be able to get 2 entries for that, and this will be happening every stream. So every Friday stream, every Sunday stream, there will be one Black Market decal giveaway, courtesy of Devil's Ghost, so make sure that you enter those. But enough with that said, though. We do have what I would consider the feature matchup of the evening. It will be Karma Kameleon versus Demo She Wrote, which I think will be one of the most exciting matchups that we've seen on stream so far for the Sunday League. But we'll get back into that after the commercial break.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
He's a walking death machine.
Do it, a cool and smooth. When I got a thirst, quench it, drench it, do it, melt it, do.
TAA introduced business class with a separate quiet zone, up to 4 inches more legroom than economy, and wheels to first-class standard.
Power Slide Cuts, your key to getting some of that sweet, sweet love.
Her deadliest weapon is her body.
That's how we discovered a new store.
Well, not a new store.
Yeah, but new to us. Montgomery Ward. We didn't know we could get brand names.
Black belt, primed for action with one blow. A death blow.
welcome back to the stream, ladies and gentlemen. What I would think is going to be the most exciting matchup on stream so far, Karma Kameleon versus Demo She Wrote. It's going to be a pretty good one because we have a few household names here. On the side of Demo She Wrote, we will be seeing Tripman, Crispy, and Captain Ruba, some very well-known names and faces in our server. And then we have Demo She Wrote, represented by Biggest Nickus, RL Shrigg, and Xnos. Very difficult tongue twister, but I managed to get through that one. And I think that this is going to be a pretty exciting one. And just as a reminder, ladies and gents, if you are enjoying the show, make sure to subscribe with Twitch or even Twitch Prime. And also do drop a subscription for the Patreon to keep the server going. And I'm personally having a blast here on the cast.
Absolutely. It's a great time, and this matchup is going to be very interesting to watch. Definitely some key players to watch here. Tripman on Karma Kameleon is going to be one to watch, as well as Crispy. I mean, Captain Ruba is always fun to watch as well. And then Xnos is another one that I've seen before. It's going to be a fun to watch as well. I having a hard time predicting who's going to take this series here, but it's going to be really great game either way.
Yeah, I think that it's going to be pretty tricky to predict based on standings. I will say one thing, though, that Karma Kameleon do have the most saves out of all the teams in the Sunday League. They're rocking a ridiculous, I think, 5.7 average, so they're the most defensive team by a large metric. So that's something that we're going to have to keep an eye out as we're watching the games. It doesn't really surprise me, though, to a certain extent, with Tripman being a very good defensive player. So, again, we're going to have to see how that goes. But I'm not very active during the NA hours of the server, so I'm not very familiar with Demo She Wrote. So if you can fill me in on any of the players, please do, Busa.
Xnos is the only one that I've really seen play in the past before, and he's definitely an excellent support player. We've seen a lot of good defensive plays by him and a lot of assists setting up offensive plays for his other teammates. So I think based on just stats alone, it's going to be kind of difficult to predict who's going to win this one. But yeah, it's going to be an excellent game.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that the players are currently joining the lobby. I'm not 100% sure if that is the case. But we do have a few people that are going to join the lobby at some point. So I'm going to have to check when that is going to happen. Wait, did I join the wrong one? Or did I join it the other way around? Sorry. Give me a sec. No, I wasn't the correct one. Okay, never mind. The players are just not there yet. That's fair enough. But yeah, I think that with some of the household names that we're going to be seeing in this matchup, we do have Crispy, one of the great players of the server, consistently GC throughout most of the seasons. Very good 2v2 player. Places also quite far in a lot of the in-house tournaments. And of course, Tripman, always out for improving, always out for working on the grind game. So I think that personally, based off of what I've seen from those two players, I'm just going to have to put it their way for this matchup.
Yeah, and I definitely think that's fair to say. It's hard to say, who's going to take this one specifically, but I think with Tripman's performance in the past, I'd have to give it to Karma Kameleon as well. Fun fact about Tripman submitted by him: he says he showers in the dark, so something I don't think a whole lot of us do. But an interesting fact nonetheless.
Yeah, also a shout out to Tripman, phenomenal singer. So if you were there for the commercial break just now and you heard some of the fine tunes, that was sung by our own Big G and of course Tripman. And Tripman does a very good job of hitting high notes. So he can get your skin crawling in the good way if he gets those beautiful high notes going.
Maybe he can use that to help motivate his team if they need it.
And it looks like we're going to be underway soon. It looks like a few of the players were a bit late with joining, but I do see that a lot of them have ended up joining the lobby, so we will be kicking off shortly to the field. And I think that this is going to be a pretty exciting one, given the standing that some of these players have in the server. And again, just as a reminder for the standings, both teams are 5-1. And so even though they're at the top end of the food chain, they do want to create a breakaway to get that bye inside of their sub-league. So this will have a lot of implications for the standings.
Absolutely will. Shrig's trying to get that out of his side there. Nick's there to help support him with that, pushing it up towards midfield. A little bit of back and forth here at midfield. Crispy's trying to clear that over to the orange side. Not quite going to happen as Knick-Knack pushed that away.
Knick-Knack was trying to get a pass over to Shrig. I like the positioning that Shrig was holding to try to get a far post pass going that would have led to an open net. Knick-Knacks, though, is going to try to send that one straight to backboard. Ruba looking a little bit uncomfortable there. Shrig does have an opening of his own. Going to send that straight and high. Very difficult read, but Crispy on it as fast as possible. The backboard is constantly getting peppered with shots, and I think it might just be only a matter of time before Demo She Wrote does slot in one of them.
Absolutely agree with you there as Crispy tries to move that to the side. Shrig with a big clear towards the goal. Is Ruba going to be able to save it? He is. Pushes that into the corner. Nick's there to knock it into the other corner and keep it on the blue side. But Tripman says not today and pushes that straight over to the goal and scores for the first goal on the side of Karma Kameleon. Excellent play there by Tripman with the aerial control off of that bounce.
Yeah, and if you're semi-active on the server and you ever see the casual posts where people are looking for 1v1s, Tripman is almost always the one that is asking for 1v1s, and you can see that the 1v1 training has paid off. Flicks it past one, and then gets the beautiful top left placement on two. Oh my word, Tripman though was going to try to go for a clean 2-0 with that aerial play. Unfortunately, just not able to get the correct placement. But I do think that Demo She Wrote does have what it takes to get some of these plays going, because they have done a pretty good job of getting some ball center, but they are falling short on some of the speed and the reads with how fast Tripman and Crispy are responding.
Absolutely. A little bit of back and forth here as in the corner on the blue side as Shreg pushes that up towards the center. It's going to be cleared out by Tripman. Knick-Knack's able to clear that back into the blue side here. Are they going to be able to finish? Not quite. X-Knots pushing it over. Orange team definitely wants a goal here to even things out. Knick-Knack's going to be pushing that over towards the side. Not able to continue feeling that one out.
Crispy, though, going to try to extend the pressure. And one thing I want to see on the side of Demo She Wrote, they're doing a pretty good job of using some of the space to create awkward plays. I think they should try to go for a few more infield passes because the backward plays haven't quite worked out. It's either that someone on the side of Demo She Wrote doesn't have enough boost to fly up for it, or maybe the ball is just a little bit too awkward where it feels like the risk-reward ratio is off. As I say that, though, Ruba is going to try to get a 50-50 on net. Unfortunately, not going to work out, but I think that Karma Kameleon are just trying to pressure this game slowly but surely.
I definitely agree with your point there about infield passes. We've seen a lot of those backboard plays not working out, and I think it's because both of these teams are just excellent defensive players and able to predict those backboard reads and knock them away before anything's able to happen. Crispy clearing that out from his towards his goal, and Shrig is there with the 50-50 to push that back to their side. Crispy once again almost able to get that in, but not quite. Xnos is there to move it to the other side before being demoed by Crispy. We've got Nick pulling it up towards the goal here, cleared away by Captain Ruba, and then Shrig pushing that back towards the middle.
Yeah, it's looking pretty dicey. I want to highlight one thing else. Ruba almost put a nice shot on net. I think that maybe for the side of Karma Kameleon to convert some of the space that they've been getting, I think that where they really want to focus more is a bit more of the ground game, because I know that Crispy and Tripman are both excellent ground players. And I think with some of these high setups that are going towards the backboard, might just not be worth it. Tripman, though, going for the double tap, not going to connect just yet. Ruba not able to slot it to the bottom left. Shrig opening on the counter attack. Going to send it straight into the corner, but Tripman, being the party pooper that he is going to shut down that play.
Crispy with some nice aerial control, pushing to the side, but it's going to be denied by Knick-Knacks. Fighting back and forth in the orange corner here. Captain Ruba trying to make it happen. Oh, it's a very nice clear there by, I think it was Shrig, as Xnos pushes that over a little bit further towards the blue side. A lot of 50-50s here at midfield. What do you think Demo She Wrote's going to need to do in order to turn this around?
Yeah, I think your timing was perfect on that play, because that's definitely what they don't need to do to start turning it around. But I think that Tripman, as it looks like right now, is just feeling out his opponents. I think that he's doing a pretty good job of not committing too hard in the opponent's half, just making sure that he doesn't leave Ruba alone on defense. And I think that as he gets a better read of the opponents, he's going to adapt faster than what it looks like Demo Shirote's doing. So I think that if Demo Shirote's start mixing up their playbook a little bit, open up some of the infield passes that I discussed earlier, it might just be enough to try to get some threats on target going. But as I say that though, Ruba going to send that straight to Crispy. Crispy not going to be able to get the clear just yet. We're down to the wire though, 10 seconds left. Can Nixnax do it? Not able to do that, and I think with 3 seconds left on the clock, it will just be a clean 2-0 for the side of Karma Kameleon.
Definitely a good game there, but Karma Kameleon, our predicted winners, have taken that one. I think it's still anybody's series here, but I agree with your point. As you said, Demo Shirote's going to need to change things up a little bit to come back from this one. I think some infield passes are going to be very necessary, and maybe we can even see some fakes on the offensive side there. Haven't seen a whole lot going on so far this series.
Yeah, I like the speed coming in from Knickknacks and Shrig, and also some of the positioning where they do provide those openings for some of the shots, but I think that some of the setups, like we've just seen where with how often the backboard was getting peppered, that there is not that preparedness to go up straight for those backboard reads, and rightfully so, because if you mess up, you're taking yourself out of the game and making it really awkward for your two last men. So I think that in that case, if the backboard plays aren't working, just start changing up your strategy. Either take it more to the ground, maybe use the sidewall a little bit more. But I think that Demo Shirote, though, does have what it takes to start making those adaptations, and I think that we might just see it in Game 2.
I think that you're right, and I'm sure they're talking about it right now as we wait for the next game to start up. A few more seconds here, and we'll be at kickoff for Game 2. I'm sure they're rethinking their strategy as we speak.
Yep, Game 2 is pretty much just around the corner. Demo Shirote is looking in a pretty difficult predicament right now with how well Tripman and Crispy are playing. And my biggest concern for Demo Shirote is that Crispy and Tripman are just starting to ramp up throughout the series, because Tripman started to look very fierce as the series went on.
Absolutely. Yeah, you don't want to let him hit his stride if you're Demo Shirote. So Knickknack's trying to push that towards, but loses the 50 and it moves over to their side. Exnos clearing that out off the corner here. It's a nice touch. He's following that up into the blue corner and pushes it over towards the goal. It's up high right now. Not anything going to be able to happen with that as Captain Ruba clears it out.
Tripman, though, going for a clear of his own. Almost an RLCS level clear. That would have gone straight into the net if it didn't bang straight to the ceiling. Double commit, though, on the side of Demo Shirote. May or may not provide an opening for Tripman. Tripman will do a good job of getting it past one. Is he able to get it past two? Not quite just yet. Crispy doing a good job of not committing on this play, though. Exnos trying his best to push it out. Tripman just going for the placement, but unfortunately banging it against the wall. Backboard is next on that one. Unfortunately, everywhere except for the net. This is good opening for Demo Shirote, though.
Absolutely. Exnos pushing that towards the middle here. Crispy and Captain are both there to stop that one. Tripman tries to take control, and Shrig takes it away from him. Tripman successfully taking control and pushing it over to the orange side, but Knickknacks is there too with a big clear, which Captain Ruba is there to contest.
Yep, Crispy just with the fantastic awareness to go up the backboard and cover that shot. It is starting to look pretty decent, though, for the side of Demo Shirote. I'm liking some of the pressure coming in. They're not making it free for the side of Karma Kameleon. Ruba, though, is going to send that straight center. Top right was available, but Tripman doing a good job of controlling it. Shrig going to try to go for a second piece, and the pressure was on just for the time being. Crispy with an open net. Ruba, are you able to redirect this? Unfortunately not, though. Big opening miss just for the time being, but I think that Karma Kameleon are starting to get those openings, though. It's looking a bit shaky.
Absolutely is, with some shaky 50-50s here on the blue side. Captain Ruba with a big save, able to get that over to the orange side here and push it up, but Shrig is there to keep it on the wall. Oh, a nice shot by Tripman, gets blocked by Knickknacks, and he's up there on the wall again to try and clear that towards the blue side.
Yeah, and honestly, as I've seen the series progress, I do like some of the things that I'm seeing. Yes, Crispy scoring that one, definitely something you like to see if you're a Karma Kameleon fan. But one thing I wanted to highlight, though, is I noticed that there is a consistency in the rotation where the risk-reward ratio is based off of who's last man, because I think that Karma Kameleon are trying their best to not leave Ruba as last man when they go for a risky aerial play. And And so when Crispy's last man or Tripman is last man, the other will go for that difficult play. And then if that's not the case, they try to go for a very high reward, low risk play, which is definitely what you want to do.
Absolutely agreed there. Schrag pushing that up towards the blue side. Tripman is there to take control. Exnos pushes it off the wall, and orange team's trying to move this over to the other side here. Excuse me, blue team.
That was one of the rudest
Crispy
demos
with a
I've
shot
ever
on
seen
goal.
Ruba go for. I don't know if we can do it fast enough with Bacchus Mod, but if I wanted to highlight Ruba's POV. I was watching Ruba for that entire play, and Ruba just went all the way from the midline straight to the corner boost to get that demo, and then Crispy just got easy pickings on that open net.
Off the kickoff here, move it over to the orange side. Shrig's there to clear it out. Captain Ruba pushing it towards the middle, and Knickknacks with a big clear towards goal, but Crispy's there to stop that one. X-Nox pushing that one up. Knickknacks
though,
trying
with
to
a
pull
big
that
whip.
up off the center.
Yeah, great recovery though from Tripman, but that whiff had me very nervous. Two whiffs coming through on defense. Unfortunately, Demo Shiro not able to convert on that one. Ruba though has to get a very big save. Shrig not able to connect on that top left, and the pressure is starting to go on. It looks like Demo Shiro are out for blood. Unfortunately though, they're seeing every single part of the blue half except for the net, and I don't know, the firepower just looks like it's starting to dwindle.
Absolutely, and it's not easy with all of these saves coming out of the blue side here. They're an excellent defensive team. Exnos clearing that towards the middle. Crispy misses that touch, and it continues over to the blue side. Shrig's there to push it over towards the middle. Are they going to be able to seal the deal here? Not quite, with Tripman carrying that over the goal and preventing them from having an opportunity altogether. 1 minute left
that
in
was
this
pretty
game.
dicey.
Next push towards the middle. Ooh, very close there with an excellent save by Tripman. Not going to be easy for them to get past him in this series.
Yeah, that was really dicey. All that backward play on the side of Karma Kameleon was looking shaky at best. And I was honestly expecting a Demo Shiro goal to come through, because that was probably one of the better opportunities that they've had all series. But unfortunately, though, as I said, the firepower just not quite there, putting it everywhere except for on net. Crispy, though, going to try to look for Tripman. Tripman will be the one to take over and carry the pants. Knickknacks, though, big opening opportunity. Shrig going to go for the double tap. Unfortunately, not able to connect. Exnos not able to send that one on target either. And with 10 seconds left on the clock, I think it's just a formality. We're watching the clock count down as the 2-0 lead will be turned into Game 2 victory.
Yep, with 0 seconds left, mathematically impossible for this one at this point. Oh, almost gets that one goal for bragging rights, I guess, but unfortunately that one does touch down, and Karma Kameleon takes Game 2.
Yeah, not entirely unexpected, but if you just look at the game in the moment, there were so many opportunities for Demo Shiro to get a few goals here and there. And I think it was just a bit unfortunate that it looks like the backboard was honestly the best defender for the side of Karma Kameleon. So to a certain extent, just unforced errors in that regard, where the open nets were there, but the player skill was unfortunately just not quite there.
Absolutely, and that could be jitters at this point, because these players are definitely well-established, excellent players. I think 9 times out of 10 those open nets are going to be hit, but we've all been there playing Rocket League, where the open net's the hardest shot to make. So
Yeah, I can't agree with you enough, buddy, because open nets are the plague of every Rocket League player's existence, and I think that just for the sake of standings, I do think Demo Shiro do want to take this last game. They did look a little bit more ferocious towards the second game, and I think that if they just start putting their shots on target, I think that they will be able to get that Game 3 win.
I got to agree with you there, and I'd love to see it. It's going to be interesting to see one way or another, but I think Exnos and Schrag can definitely make some offensive things happen with Big Nick behind them.
Yeah, and I think that Game 3 is right about around the corner. If you are enjoying the show, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to drop a subscribe on the Twitch channel. Make sure to join the Patreon. Also, of course, if you're new, please join the server. I believe that down below you will find that link, so make sure that if you're an older player, you get in on the action and get in with some old farts.
Absolutely. Discord's a great place to find teammates if you're looking for people to play with 2s or 3s and you don't want to play with randoms. An excellent resource here.
Hard to agree on that one. Some of the nicest people that I've met are on the server, and Tripman just happens to be one of them. Very nice player. Also very fierce in the 1v1 field. Crispy, though, going to try to flex his own 1v1 muscle. He's going to get it past 2. Is it going to go straight to Ruba? Ruba does not miss those. That was a beautiful dime setup.
Excellent control demonstrated there by Crispy, moving that directly where it needed to be for Ruba. It might have gone in if Ruba didn't even touch it, but of course he's there to finish the job. The next kickoff going here is going to go towards the blue side with Xnos taking control, pushing it over. It's floating up in the air in front of the goal here. And a dangerous position, it bounces straight in there. Knickknacks looks like the last one to touch that on the side of Demo She Wrote. And they definitely needed that goal to turn things around here.
Hard to agree with you, Boosta, because this is what we've been wanting to see all evening. We've seen that backboard getting constantly peppered with shots, and it was only just a matter of time before one of the players on Demo She Wrote would commit to that backboard read. And given how Knickknacks is a pretty proficient aerial player, it doesn't really surprise me that he was the one to get it going. Aerial proficiency, though, coming through, does get the backboard set up, but a great read from Crispy is going to send it straight to the Demo She Wrote half. Xnos with a very crucial touch there, going to trip up Tripman on that one. And the counterattack may or may not just come through. Oral Shrig not able to get that one. And man, we are starting to see new life in this team.
Absolutely. Almost like the last series that we saw, it looks like Demo She Wrote is just hitting their stride right now. And almost like we're watching a different team than we were watching the last 2 games here. Tripman pushing that up with some aerial control. Knickknacks is there to stop that from going in. Shrig pushing it to the other side, but Crispy's there once again to stop that from going in. Oh, and we've got a score right into the corner from Knickknacks. Excellent shot there. That is just not able to be defended by, let's see who our defender was. Tripman. Almost there, but just not quite. And we've got our first lead of the night for Demo She Wrote.
Yep, and a much desperate lead as well, because they've been struggling throughout this entire series, and oh no, Crispy, what a monstrous shot coming through. We're going to have to take a look at this one again. Great kickoff from Tripman, hop into one tap, and then Crispy with a beautiful shot towards the top corner. That was like almost some RLCS level gameplay on that control and placement. That was props to Crispy on that one.
Absolutely, mad props to Crispy. That was excellent control there and took that lead away immediately. He did not want them getting any sort of confidence going into this series here.
Yeah, and a shout out to Knickknacks though. Knickknacks is doing a great job of positioning well to convert on some of his teammates' opportunities, and to say that though, the crossbar once again being the best defender for the side of Demo She Wrote. Are they able to keep the pressure extended though? Shrig not going to be able to get it past Crispy. The opening may or may not just be coming through once again. Shrig going to try to place that on net. Knickknacks trying to go for the bottom right. Unfortunately though, the post once again just being the bane of their existence. I think that Xnos touch though may or may not just be golden. Pressure, once again, looking absolutely phenomenal, and Knickknacks has already been pulling so much weight for the team, but he might just have to pull even more, like he's Sisyphus.
Endlessly pushing the Rocket League ball up the hill. We've got Xnos pushing that over toward the side here. Tripman is there to contest, but Knickknacks pushes it right past him. Crispy luckily is there for the save. Shrig with a 50-50 off the wall. Knickknacks going into the air for the touch towards the blue end here. And Ruba's able to clear that out towards midfield.
Yeah, just constant back and forth. I do think that... Wait a minute. Knickknacks with the legendary redirect. That was way more powerful than it looked like from my POV. I want to take a look at this one from his POV. He just slots that with the corner of the Dominus, and honestly, the corner of the Dominus is cheating some of the times because it was still 76 kph with a roller. And that was a great heads-up play from Knickknacks to get the lead once again.
Absolutely. As someone that used to play Dominus, the power shots with the corner of Dominus are unreal sometimes.
Ooh. Looking a bit dicey once again. Knickknacks, though, doing a pretty good job of dissipating the pressure. Unfortunately, though, the double commit does mean that Crispy gets an opening. Crispy not able to connect on that one. So, Good thing for the side of Demo, she wrote that they do not keep that pressure going. Otherwise, it may or may not have just been an equalizer once again. Again, the pressure looking so much different for the last game of the series. No, not the fake. Oh, sorry about that. Tripman just had my heart on the thread right there. Looking pretty good though. Exynos is going to try to keep the pressure going. Crispy going to try to secure that 50-50. Ruba, are you going to try to get it to Tripman? Unfortunately, not quite there. Shrig though is going to try to set up the potential 1-goal or the 2-goal lead rather, but not quite there just yet. Tripman going to try to get that equalizer. Not able to get the best of 50-50s. It's going to go center though, and unfortunately Ruba not able to slot that towards the top left. Crispy, though, keeping up the pressure. The man is absolutely relentless. So is Tripman. The placement just not quite there. And it's only like a matter of time, but Crispy once again with the beautiful slotting. I'm pretty sure I've seen this in a movie called American Sniper. Obviously, it's a Clint Eastwood movie, but I do think that it was actually directed by Crispy.
Absolutely. Are you able to hear me right now? I had some brief technical difficulties there.
Yep, I hear you just fine, Boosta. Welcome back.
Wonderful, thank you, sir. We've got Crispy trying to push that up towards the side, but the double commit from Exynos and Knickknacks keeps it over to the blue end. Exynos trying to keep control, but Tripman is there. Relentless Force keeping it away from their side. Tripman pushing it over towards the corner here. Is it going to be able to be centered by Captain Ruba? Crispy there with a follow-up. Not quite going to happen. Knickknacks is there to turn it away. Tripman with the aerial control. Is he going to be able to set something up here? Not quite, as they're able to clear that out with 10 seconds left in this tied game.
Oh no, this is looking pretty spicy. Almost able to get the buzzer beater though, but we're going to see, I think, the first OT of the series if it keeps going like this. And of course, it is a 2-0 lead currently for Karma Kameleon, but they're playing for what feels like all the marbles to make sure that Karma Kameleon don't get too big of a lead.
Absolutely. Tripman here pushing it towards the side with that nice aerial control. Shrig bouncing it straight up where Crispy's able to touch it and smash it right into the goal. Karma Kameleon with yet another win, and that is the series. Congratulations, Karma Kameleon. Thank you, everybody, for joining and playing today. That definitely was an exciting series.
Yep, it lived up to all the expectations, if I'm completely honest, and you know, we could talk about MVP of the series and all that, but I think it was kind of obvious with how much of a monumental performance we saw that from Crispy throughout the entire series. It's not even just the amount of goals that Crispy got. It's also the technical difficulty that Crispy had to execute to get some of these goals. Like, the placement on some of the shots were just unreal.
Absolutely. That shot in that last game that we saw where he was pushing it over towards the corner and just barely jumped underneath it to push it over the defender. Excellent control demonstrated by Crispy. You can tell he's a grand champion.
Yep, and not even just quite grand champion, almost like champion of the entire series, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I think that overall, I wish that the entire series went more like Game 3, where Knickknacks was just putting on a clinic with some of the shots that he was going for, and also just overall the team dynamic felt like it gelled better. If I'm correct in reading that, I do think Knickknacks though put on such a great performance. It's very unfortunate that he ended up losing.
No, I certainly agree with you there. It seemed like they were definitely starting to hit their flow more towards the end of that series, and who knows, maybe if it was best of 7, they would have been able to take control and with a comeback.
Yeah, I think that it may or may not happen in the future. It does depend on how well they do in the standings, but I think given how much of a lead they built up compared to all the other people in the Sunday conference, that they do have a bit of a safety cushion to qualify for the playoffs. I do believe it is top 6 of the Sunday, and there's 8 teams. So it's not like they're out of it by any means, but I think that if they keep up the good confidence and Knickknacks just puts on clinics, I think that they will easily be seeing them in playoffs.
Absolutely. This is your last chance, if you're still on the stream, to go ahead and submit hashtag BMSkin and then your Discord username, including the hashtag and number for the entries there. Looks like we've just got 24 entries total, so you have a solid chance at winning that black market skin if you go ahead and submit your entry right now.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we are close to rounding off, so I think it's only a matter of seconds even before you can fill in the giveaway. But I think, though, for the... Oh, we do have an announcement coming in from Rainwater. The winner of the Black Market Biomass decal is at Mr. Rocket Pod. I'm not 100% sure if that is the username on Twitch or if it is the Discord name, so I would like some clarification there. But of course, Rocket Pod will know who he or she is. Oh, a fellow caster, would you look at that? I got someone in my ear that highlighted that for me. That's amazing. Congratulations once again, Mr. Rocket Pod, and just again a reminder, it's going to happen every stream, so make sure you tune in for every stream. Oh, and one thing I forgot to highlight, by the way, please reach out to Riffraff, one of the dadmins on the server, to claim your prize. That's the most important thing that I almost forgot. Yep, and in order to round off the stream, we will be raiding one of the fellow old farts. Lit Knight has been on our server for, I want to say, over a year. Is fairly active, and we're going to be raiding good old Lit Knight, who's going to be streaming. So make sure that as the broadcast ends, that you don't go anywhere. And also, fun fact: Lit Knight will be expecting his third child in a few months, I believe. So that is definitely exciting when you get another one. But I think
Absolutely.
with that said, though, I am ready to sign off. I want to thank everyone for joining on the Twitch chat, everyone bringing all the excitement to the games, and of course, thanks to the players and the people behind the broadcast for making everything possible.
Yep, thanks everybody for tuning in. It's been a pleasure to be here and commentate these games. Make sure to go over and raid Lit Knight's stream. He's an excellent player that I've commented on his gameplay before. It's going to absolutely be worth watching. So thanks again for tuning in to Rocket League Old Farts.
Till next time.